You know what it is. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? You know what it is. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? The westward expansion was the greatest expansion of the U.S. The ones who lived east of the Appalachian expanded into two great movements. The first one, Louisiana Purchase, and then the acquisition of Florida. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? We put it down through various treaties and land purchases. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension?
Taking land on the Oregon Trail. The Indians scared of it, but we ain't. As soon as we get our weapons, we take the place, put the trigger on the trigger, watch their bodies squeak, blood everywhere. Indians roaring, we paid barbed wire, you know what we paid for it.
And now we got to tell it to the graph, got the Indians checking on the land, we're coming out with all their weapons. You hear the screams, but there's nothing you can do to help them. Just made railroads, got another idea on my schedule. No time for games, we got big thoughts. No games. War starts. The westward expansion was the greatest expansion of the U.S. The ones who lived east of the Appalachians expanded in two great movements. The first one, Louisiana Purchase, and then the acquisition of Florida. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? We put it down through various treaties and land purchases. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? Got a call from James K. Polk, New Inventions Inc. And it's promised let me because of the new wiring. Not a pro, but my inventions be making millions though. This ain't one year's used for 100 snap. We're sipping beer and eating what little meat we have. So many people feed. I don't know where we're getting the food at. Got sacks full of beef and pork, transporting it out because my people made railroads. The westward expansion was the greatest expansion of the U.S. The ones who lived east of the Appalachians expanded into two great movements. The first one, Louisiana Purchase, and then the acquisition of Florida. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? We put it down through various treaties and land purchases. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension?
Got the Wilmot Proviso is what I was supposed to do. Prohibited slavery everywhere but Texas for you. And Worcester and versus Georgia concerned you. The Trails of Tears was approachable. Indians didn't want to get close to me or you. By 1823, Indians were living in missions in Cali. Just get to the verse.
The westward expansion was the greatest expansion of the U.S. The ones who lived east of the Appalachian expanded into two great movements. The first one, Louisiana Purchase, and then the acquisition of Florida. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? We put it down through various treaties and land purchases. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? Talking about the Alamo. I know the teachers heard of it, but we ain't. As soon as the Mexican army came in, they tried to take the place, but they were wiped out within days. March 6, 1836, then we had the Erie Canal, the first canal project of the 1820s, made cost-effective shipping possible via waterways in New York City. The westward expansion was the greatest expansion in the U.S. The ones who lived east of the Appalachian expanded in two great movements. The first one, Louisiana Purchase, and then the acquisition of Florida. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? We put it down through various treaties and land purchases. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension?
Got another call from Pope, and he told me about the Indians and their ways of dancing. They did the ghost dance. That was the final attempt of the plans to Indian maintain their culture and land.
The westward expansion was the greatest expansion of the U.S. The ones who lived east of the Appalachian expanded in two great movements. The first one, Louisiana Purchase, and then the acquisition of Florida. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? We put it down through various treaties and land purchases. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? You know what it is. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? You know what it is. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? The westward expansion was the greatest expansion in the U.S. The ones who lived east of the Appalachians expanded in two great movements. The first one, Louisiana Purchase, and then the acquisition of Florida. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? We put it down through various treaties and land purchases. What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? What's suspension? Boom!